1 West Fairmount at 4:36 a.m. Milwaukee Fire Department units and North Shore Fire Department units were dispatched to this address after our dispatchers received numerous reports of a house on fire. Our first arriving units, Engine 37 and North Shore Ladder Truck 82, arrived on the scene within 3 minutes. It was a very rapid response. Every unit responding on that first alarm assignment was the regularly assigned unit. Everybody was available in quarters. They came out here gangbusters, and when they arrived, they had heavy fire blowing out of the basement windows of the home behind me and also the first floor bedroom window on the side facing us here. They immediately began a fire attack. They were informed pretty early on that there was likely people inside this home. So we make an extremely aggressive interior attack to attempt to locate and remove those victims. Firefighting operations and search and rescue operations happen at the same time. One, in this case, can't happen without the other based upon the heaviness of the burning and the extent inside the building to which the fire was occurring. This is, of course, hindered when our first hose line burst under the pressure of the water. A second hose line was put into place, and then a third additional hose lines throughout the operation. This all happens very quickly. You can't see it here, but directly across the street is a fire hydrant. The Milwaukee Waterworks does a fantastic job keeping those serviceable, so we had ready access to an endless supply of water. These things happen. We're putting these hoses under a tremendous amount of pressure. They do burst from time to time. Fire companies made entry, began extinguishing fire. There was an immense amount of fire, and they started to experience structural collapse on the inside of this home. First floor was falling into the basement. The second floor was falling into the first floor. As you might imagine, this is extremely hazardous, and at this moment in time where the firefighters are really laying it out trying to get in to rescue the occupants, there's a tremendous amount of risk at that exact moment. Rescue 2 was able to locate and remove an 83-year-old male. That individual was found in the first floor kitchen. That person was removed. Our paramedic unit number 18, with the assistance of engine 9, tended to that patient. That patient subsequently passed away. Ladder Company 82, coming out of the North Shore Fire Department, found and removed a 57 Truck 82, coming out of the North Shore Fire Department, found and removed a 57-year-old male out of the first floor living room. That patient was taken care of by paramedic unit number 5 and engine company 8. That patient subsequently deceased. 53-year-old male was located by engine 36 in the first floor bedroom and was found in a condition that's incompatible with life, deceased and left in place. I want to just point out a few key factors that figure into this. We were able to locate one smoke alarm in the residence that did not appear to be operational. No firefighters on this scene heard the sound of a smoke alarm sounding at any point in our operations here. That's critically important because that smoke alarm can really provide an early alert for people. 4:30 in the morning is an absolutely horrible time for people who have been sleeping all night. You're very yeah, that's all right. My fans don't usually follow me to these things, so we did scan all records as is standard practice, and we have no outstanding City of Milwaukee code violations associated with this building. So I want to just give you a little bit of a review here that 2021 we had 14 fire fatalities. 2022, we had 17. These three fatalities here early this morning, year to date, bring us to 7. It's not good. The building is a total loss. It has been subject to be raised with the Department of Neighborhood Services. I want to just point out here that in order to bring this under control and to support our fire rescue operations this morning, we had 7 engines, 4 ladder trucks, 3 paramedic units, a heavy rescue company. We had 4 chief officers here, including our citywide commander and the North Shore Fire Department's Battalion 8, our fire investigation unit, and our support units that come in. A total of 62 firefighters responded and worked here throughout all of this time. I want to thank you very, very much for your interest in this story. If you could please help us get the message out. If you could please help us get the Is there a police officer anywhere around here? I'd like to thank the Milwaukee Police Department, We Energies Gas and Electric, and everybody else who came out and is going to help support this family in this terrible, terrible time. I am honored to have Mayor Johnson here and give you the microphone, sir.
Well, thank you so much, Chief. First and foremost, I want to first thank you, Chief Lipsky. I want to thank the men and women of the Milwaukee Fire Department. What you see before you is a tragic fire that has had deadly consequences in our city, and it takes brave men and women, special men and women, those of whom serve on our fire service in the city of Milwaukee, to take their own safety out of the equation to go in to make sure that they protect and serve people who live in places like this, who experiences fires like we saw early this morning. So I want to thank you again, Chief, and thank the Milwaukee Fire Department for all your work on this. Second of all, I think it's extremely important for us to note that when something like this happens, that the fire department does what it routinely does and blankets the area to make sure that people around this community know about the importance of having working smoke detectors in their homes. Just weeks ago, we had daylight savings, and that's the reminder twice a year to make sure that your batteries are in your smoke detectors, that you test the alarm, that you make sure that these devices work because they save lives in your home in the event of a fire like the one that we saw just this morning here. And lastly, to not be incredibly long before you, I want to give my sincere condolences on behalf of the city of Milwaukee to the occupants of this property and their family who have suffered an unimaginable loss because of the devastating fire that we saw here. So again, I want to thank you, Chief. I want to thank the Milwaukee Fire Department for all the work that you do to keep Milwaukee safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Mayor. As he pointed out, smoke alarms are available for anybody that needs them. 414-288-8980. 414-286-8980. We'll come out, we'll install it. It's free. There's nothing more involved. If we get these in every home, we at least are giving folks those extra few minutes of opportunity to self-rescue from a home early in a fire situation. You can call this number anytime, 24/7. It's bilingual. You leave your information. We will call you. We will make an appointment. We'll come out when it's convenient. Can't stress this enough. My firefighters in the North Shore Fire Department put themselves in extreme danger early this morning to try to pull these rescues off. The very best rescue that we can have is the one that doesn't need to occur. So please, please, please help us amplify this message regarding these smoke alarms. As Mayor Johnson said, we are going to go out and around the neighborhood here once we wrap up, and we're going to be canvassing the neighborhood to try to get some more of these installed. You're welcome to join us on that. We can't give you permission to go in their homes. You can ask them. That's fine with us. We don't mind one way or another. But at this time, we'd open it up for any questions. did have the usual situations inside of the home where we've got a lot of furniture and a lot of belongings in the home. The collapse certainly hinders things. We had the burst hose line, and we're up against a well-advanced fire on arrival. All those things really, really work against a successful rescue.
Chief of Ski, you said oh, sorry, Chief of Ski, you said family as in singular. Are the occupants, are they related?
It's our belief that this is a father and two sons.
Remember, believe that this fire was set in action. Is there any indication
I have no indication whatsoever that there's anything suspicious at this point. I would very much like to find out who you talked to because we weren't given that information.
The origin of the fire was in the basement.
Yes.
A neighbor I spoke to said he thought he smelled some burning around midnight. Does that track with what you know about the circumstances of the fire?
It'd be very difficult to tie that smell of smoke to this. It's very possible if we had a small smoldering fire, those things can go for a long time before it really shows itself in a way that other people might notice. It'd be very hard to say that definitively, though.
with the fire starting in the basement, any idea exactly kind of what ignited it? Electrical, space heater?
It is in the area of the furnace and hot water heater, the utilities for the building. It's an area that has had collapse occur down onto it. Very difficult for us to get in and actually definitively declare one way or another on that right now. But that is the area, lends itself to, it may have been something with one of the utilities or appliances.
Can you talk about the toll these types of things has down on your students?
Sure. Yeah, these are terrible for the firefighters, but that's absolutely nothing compared to what the family's going through right now. So we just want to focus on the family and their loss.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.